ask our timer to give me 1 or 2 additional minutes here, because there's something I want to tell you now. When I 1 or 2, maybe 3. Let's see.
1 or 2.
Well, 3. Okay.
3.
So when I was preparing my project, I actually remembered one thing that slipped out of my mind. Today is the first meeting of January, and it's been just exactly 1 year when I came here for the first time. So it's my first anniversary in the club, and I want to thank you all for being here, for being supportive, for helping me developing my skills, for doing many things that you know, for your feedback, and for everything that you give all members of the club. Thank you. And that was winter. Now it's winter again. And I want to ask some of you, well, not some of you, but all of you, what do you like about winter? Maybe that's snow, maybe that's icicles, snowmen, snowflakes, snowballs, winter sports, any other stuff. I'm sure some of you, well, lots of you will like something about winter. I honestly don't like the season at all. I don't like when it's cold, I don't like minus something, but still I hate actually winter sports, but still there's one thing that I really like about winter season. And I want to share this thing with you today, and I want to take part in it because this is going to be a fondue, a dish. So I'm going to prepare and cook it just right in front of you. Just be calm, it should be totally, proof, no big deal. And I want you to taste it during the tea break, so I'll just put it here. And while I'll be doing it, I'll be telling you some interesting things that I learned and already knew about fondue when I first tried it. So first, the history. I was very lucky to try fondue in its natural atmosphere because it was in Switzerland. And we were traveling, the family and I were traveling to Spain, and we stayed over at our friend's house in the Alps near Geneva, a very cute small house with 2 tiny rooms, tiny kitchen, and open air jacuzzi in the backyard, and a huge wine cellar. So that's normal for Swiss people, I guess. And at that time, at that night, he cooked a fondue for us, and I actually fell in love with it. There was a cheese one. So it was 5 years ago. Since that time I've been doing it for quite often, and this is something that helps me survive winter. So yeah, I'm gonna cook it now, so be careful. And I'm gonna tell you what it is made of. This would be kind of weird maybe, but anyway. So first let's start with the name, fondue. This is not English, apparently, this is French, and this means the word means, the word fondre means to melt. So originally, I'm sorry, just give me some time here. Oops. No. Yeah, it works a little here. That's good. So originally, a fondue is a melted cheese, which is cheese which is melted in a dry wine and eaten with bread. This is the original recipe. So, historically, fondue originated from Switzerland, and that is why. It dates back to the 18th century, when both bread and cheese and wine were very important industries. So even the poorest family could afford some bread, some wine, and some cheese. But naturally, there were no refrigerators at the time, so basically both cheese and bread, they were cooked and made in summer and in autumn, and kept through winter and eaten through winter. So by the time the winter cold came, those ingredients became pretty much uneatable. So they were really hard as rock. So guess what smart Swiss people did? They actually soon realized that if they heat hard cheese over the fire with wine, it became pretty much delicious. And if they dip some hard bread into it, it became soft and nice. So very soon, fondue became a social tradition, not just of eating some stuff, but also of spending really cold winter nights in a very warm and friendly atmosphere. So, in the 20th century, I guess, in the mid-20th century, fondue crossed the borders of Switzerland and became a world-famous, well-known dish, and in Russia as well. So there are many types of fondue. The original one is the cheese one. But here I'm going to cook a chocolate fondue because it's easier and really tasty. So, what is the traditional fondue like? If it's a cheese fondue, normally we take dry wine, we heat it over the fire in a special pot. Okay, and then when the wine is warm, or let's say hot, we add small portions of cheese. There are two sorts of cheese normally, but now in supermarkets you can buy a special pack of assorted cheese. They take it and they dry them out on purpose, so you just add them and get a perfect fondue. But normally there are two cheeses. You can buy any. One should be quite hard and other soft. Then when the wine is heated, you add small portions of cheese or chocolate, like here, actually I use cream here, into the substance, and well, it's going to take some time actually. And then you wait until it's cooked. So when it's ready, you gather with a group of people, of friends and family. You take special forks like this. We're not going to use them today, but anyway. You sit around this pot and eat this fondue slowly, one by one. This is very nice because thus you can have a little chat or feel this friendly atmosphere and talk about whatever you want. And this is what I really like about fondue and about winter. And also when you cook a cheese fondue, you can add special ingredients to make it better. You can add kirsch, which is a brandy, cherry brandy. That's the traditional ingredient for a cheese fondue. And we also add a little bit of garlic. It gives some mellow taste, and small drops of lemon juice that helps cheese melt better and faster. When you cook a chocolate fondue, you can also add some alcohol, but I chose not to. Maybe someone is driving here. So, also, when it's ready, when you sit here and do it in a group of friendly people, you play a game. Well, it's not just a game on purpose, but fondue is unique because it has some special rules. And I'll tell you some. Normally there are like 5 or 6 or 8 people sitting around the pot. Okay. And when you take a fork and take a piece of bread or fruit, as we're going to do today, and dip it into this chocolate stuff or cheese stuff, sometimes pieces of food, they drop into the pot. When a woman does that, she has to kiss every male person in the group. When a man does that, he has to open another bottle of wine to support the party and get it going. And when one and the same person keeps doing it all the time, dropping food, then he has to throw another fondue party at his place next time. So that's the rule. So when you try it, please be careful not to drop stuff here. So there are many recipes of fondue. I mostly like cheese one and chocolate one, but also you can use anything you want. We also tried an oil fondue, a meat fondue, when you heat oil and take small pieces of sausages and meat, and you just boil them there. It's also good. Then you can also add vegetables. You can also eat tomatoes, potatoes, carrot, whatever. You can eat cookies and some sweet stuff in chocolate or in anywhere else. So there are really lots of stuff you can use to have your party started. So I'm not sure if I'm running out of time yet, but still, fondue is pretty much okay. So it will take about 10, maybe 12 minutes to get it completely prepared. And I would ask Margarita to proceed. And what I should warn you, when we do that, you take, during the tea break when it's completely ready, yeah, we don't have special forks, but I do have this thing, so each one of you could have one small fork, and you take a fruit, a piece of fruit, you dip it right here, and then you have a really tasty chocolate fruit fondue. Enjoy.